Hey guys, this is Allie with Ask a Therapist and Allie Christie Counseling, where we are talking about self-care and a couple of quick self-care tips that you can do in 5 minutes or less. So, my second most favorite tip, last time we talked about a relaxation breathing exercise, which I love. But for today, I want to talk about mindfulness. And mindfulness has a lot of different kind of connotations with it, with like meditation or different things. But basically what mindfulness is it's allowing your body and your mind to be aware of the present. And that might not sound that awesome, except that most of us live like half our lives not in the present. We either kind of default towards worrying about the future. I will wave my hand about that one. I get so involved in my plans and dreams for the future that I don't enjoy the present quite as much. Or some people have had tough stuff in the past, or they wish they were in the past, or had a great past, and they can live in the past. They get stuck back there. Or we're worried about something in the present, like, gotta take care of this, what's the next thing I'm gonna do? Oh my goodness, that person's yelling over there. Oh, I'm so frustrated, what are my kids doing? And it's hard to just be present, be grounded, be stable, be excited about where I am right now. So how does this apply to your self-care? Basically, when we are able to learn how to be mindful or practice mindfulness and noticing, it helps our brains learn how to get out of those negative kind of like shame spirals or anxiety feelings or getting really caught in depressive feelings or emotions, and can help us take it, just like live more fully, take in the world around us, and be able to enjoy it more, enjoy the present moment. Mindfulness is the process of bringing one's attention to experiences happening in the present moment. So for most of us, we go through a lot of our lives kind of on autopilot. And that autopilot is our thoughts and our emotions and our body sensations that we are not aware of, usually. That they're just happening. Our thoughts flit through our mind. Our emotions are kind of in waves. And just sensations in our body. All of those things seem like automatic things that we have very little control over. So what mindfulness does is it creates a little bit of space between those thoughts, emotions, and sensations, and gives us the ability to recognize them as something that is not deeply core to who we are, but it's things that we're experiencing, or thoughts that are going through our minds. And so then instead of having to react, like, oh, I had a really painful emotion or really painful thought, and I have to react immediately, mindfulness allows us to get that little bit of space that then enables us to respond more from a place of intentionality. So in the next video, we're going to talk about grounding, which is like specifically kind of environment or body-based methods of being mindful or getting us really in the present. But today we're going to focus on the ones that have to do with our mind and mentally being present and practicing mindfulness. So how do you practice mindfulness? The first part is by noticing. Whether it's noticing your thoughts, your feelings, or your body, noticing is basically the same thing as being mindful. So if you are a people watcher, you love watching people, like going to the airport and just kind of observing everybody else around you is awesome to you, you are actually being mindful and really grounded and staying in the present. And so how you practice this more, like if you want to practice mindfulness for self-care, is no matter where you are, you can be there and then take some time to be mindful. So what would it look like to be mindful of yourself? So let's say I'm feeling really stressed, and I'm sitting here in my living room and I want to practice mindfulness. So the first piece I might do is to be mindful of my thoughts. So how I would be mindful of my thoughts is to start noticing my thoughts, and it's noticing them without evaluating them. So noticing without evaluation. And so I'm going to like externally do this to show you how you could internally do it in your brain. So right now it would be, my being mindful would be, okay, I'm noticing that I'm feeling nervous about doing this video. I'm noticing that Gimli is over there sleeping on the carpet, and I'm noticing he's really cute. I'm noticing that I'm having a harder time breathing because I'm nervous. I'm noticing that I'm not sitting up straight, so my back hurts a little bit. And so you can like start this mindfulness sort of with like your own thoughts and emotions. So I'm noticing I'm feeling nervous. But then you can practice mindfulness by extending that notice, that mindfulness, out to your environment. So this would be looking around you and seeing what you notice, seeing what you're mindful of. And if you're at home right now and your tendency is to be like, oh my goodness, I'm noticing that my room is a complete mess and that's really frustrating and I'm really rah, rah, rah. Bring it back to noticing without judgment and just notice that, okay, I'm noticing I have some clutter over there. I'm noticing my feeling of feeling frustrated about that. Some of you do this naturally. It's kind of your personality, a stop and smell the roses kind of people. And some of you might have to practice it a little bit. So take 5 minutes right now, if you have the time, and just really notice things around you. Notice what they look like, what they smell like. Really pay attention and observe. And if any thoughts or emotions come up that are strong or kind of threaten to take you away from the present moment, notice those as well, and then just think about releasing them. So right now, I'm noticing my default kind of distractor is the next 20 things I need to do, or whether or not I'm being successful enough in life, or big existential questions that I'm asking. There's always a lot going on in my brain. So practicing mindfulness is huge for me in being able to be where I am, enjoy that time, and not have that be detracted by my over-anxious brain. All right, so that's it for mindfulness. Feel free to practice it. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you next time for another tip. Like, share, subscribe if you like this, and of course, feel free to leave me a comment, a question, or visit my website.